And this is Monty once again from DPL Surveillance Equipment. So how are you guys doing today? Hope your day pans out to be everything that it should be. We have a few devastating wildfires definitely going on in Southern and Northern California. Camarillo, the actual city of Camarillo, has been spared, even though parts of Camarillo, particularly a part called Camarillo Springs, has been partially affected by the fires, and the fires seem to be heading more towards the ocean and towards some LA County locations, particularly Thousand Oaks, Westlake, I think it's called Oak Park, Malibu areas, maybe Burbank, also areas near the LA Zoo. There's the ambers from the fire, excuse the noise. The ambers for the fires seem to be really doing a lot of damage as the Santa Ana winds are whipping through. And we have a combination of a Santa Ana wind coming through, coupled with record dry seasons, and it's just basically a perfect storm for fire hazards in southern and northern California. Lack of water, high winds, overgrowth of vegetation, absolutely nothing to do with your orange president, Donald Trump, talking about water mismanagement. All the water management on the planet is not going to help you when you're going through climate change. That basically means hills, valleys, mountains all around you in various cities and states are going to be dried out, and you're going to get a lot of overgrowth and brush and just a very difficult situation. It has more to do with nature, not so much what you do with water or don't do with water. Again, when you haven't had water, particularly like California, when you have had a lot of rains in years, that's nothing that you can control directly. You're going to have to just wait for rainy seasons to come back. So forget about what your orange president is talking about. This is a climactic issue that we have to deal with. So keep in touch with your loved ones, families and friends, relatives, associates in Southern and Northern California. Donate to the various charitable organizations, and get on the phone, get on your social media websites, and make sure that you keep in touch with these people out here to see how they're doing. This is a real hazard. Paradise, the city of Paradise, California, has been totally devastated. So there's a lot of people who need a lot of help. And maybe this orange president can give us some federal relief, since I sent my federal dollars to Washington. Now it's time to get a return on my money, right? Or either that or we should get a refund. The entire state of California should get a massive federal refund if we're not going to use those federal funds for emergency purposes. When you declare a state of emergency, that means the monies you sent to Washington need to come back in the way of emergency relief, funding for emergency personnel. You're talking about saving lives of people and animals and such. It's not a joking matter, not a political matter, just a matter of you put up or you shut up, particularly when you have a state of emergency. I don't care if it's California, Georgia, New Orleans, whatever the state is. You don't need to play. You don't play around with people's lives. So anyway, my name is Monty Henry, owner of DPL Surveillance Equipment. I run a full-service surveillance security company. We offer lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. We have 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. We have the largest inventory of items that not only can you buy, but you can rent and lay away as well. We have 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. We have the largest inventory of the largest media library, rather, consisting of articles on topics such as cybersecurity, anti-terrorism, counter-surveillance, surveillance, cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, um, articles on health and fitness, economics and finance. This particular article, we're going to put it under cybersecurity and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well, those two categories, since it covers both. That's just a little teaser. Our shopping cart is completely configured for accepting cryptocurrencies. It includes your Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bcash, and Ethereum. We'll probably add more in the future, but at least those four. In addition to that, we want to poke a finger in the eye of the MasterCards and the Visas and American Express. Can't say enough about how the financial industry is completely corrupt and full of scams, from the very bottom to the very top. We mentioned Lloyd Blankfein, who runs Goldman Sachs, implicated in the 1DMB scandal with an individual by the name of J. Lo, and including the Prime Minister of Malaysia, conspiring to rob the entire country of its sovereign fund and spend it on lavish things such as the biggest party thrown in Vegas. Excuse the noise, 1 second. The helicopters are still going around, of course, trying to fight the fires. Yeah, but they had the J-Lo had the Jolo, I'm sorry, had the biggest, most lavish party ever thrown in Vegas. Had one of the biggest yachts ever constructed. Bought all sorts of masterpiece paintings with the money that he stole from the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Funded Leonardo DiCaprio's Wolf of Wall Street movie. There was just a number of things that this guy spent this money on, and a lot of it, some of it probably even went to Washington, who knows, but he spent money on everything imaginable. And anyway, the financial industry is just, they got the fingers in everything. Okay, I'm going to update some articles that I already have on the website, just reading about who UBS being sued by the Department of Justice for their involvement in mortgage securities fraud in the 2008 crisis. A lot of the stuff is still unfolding. Barclays is implicated as well. These banks are paying billions of dollars in fines. I think Barclays was supposed to pay, or did pay, between $1 to $5 billion. UBS is trying to fight it. JP Morgan, Chase, and those guys have been settling for 10, 20, for 10, 15, between 10 to 13 billion dollars. It just goes on and on and on. So if you think Bitcoin, I think cryptocurrencies is not worthy of your trust, or not doing its part in terms of trying to bring about transparency with the blockchain and such, you really need to consider the differences. The traditional banking system is just so corrupt from the bottom up, a barrel of rotten apples. And I think with the Bitcoin and the blockchain and the way that stuff works, we'll all have a way of looking at transactions published on the blockchain. If our government wants to use it and put its federal budget on the blockchain, we'll be able to see the allocation of expenses and such as it goes from department to department, from agency to agency, and from government to taxpayers, whatever it is. All of that stuff will be transparent and accountable on the blockchain. So that'll be a totally different environment, such that we haven't ever seen before, as compared to trusting the Federal Reserve, or trusting the central bankers to not print out excessive amounts of money for whatever project, whatever purpose that they want to, without even accounting for inflation, accounting for dilution, accounting for the amount of value that they've destroyed with excessive printing, quantitative easing, whatever you want to call it. What else is going on? My website is newly redesigned. It looks good, works smart, fast. So take a look at it when you go shopping with your cryptocurrency wealth. Those of you who are using Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you can shop on the shopping cart using that as well. Newly redesigned. Getting lots of comments on lots of articles. lots of new information, lots of new products that we've introduced for you guys, lots of used products, which were formerly rented products, so you can get discounts on the used products, or just go for the new products. All of them are state-of-the-art, law enforcement grade, and the new ones are, again, backed by our policy of 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. So this particular article today, as I mentioned, is going to span cybersecurity in addition to cryptocurrency categories, and that simply means that it's going to talk about some things that are affecting both sectors. The name of the article is Cybersecurity Firm Ranks Safety of Top Crypto Exchanges. Again, cybersecurity firm ranks safety of top crypto exchanges. Prominent cybersecurity firm group IB, that's I as in Indian, B as in boy, has graded the security of top crypto exchanges. U.S.-based tech news media, The Next Web, reported Tuesday, November 6. According to research conducted by the Moscow-based firm in partnership with crypto asset insurance platform CryptoAnts, or INS like insurance, CryptoAnts, the Kraken platform is the safest crypto exchange. Just one moment. A little bit of noise going on. The Kraken platform is the safest crypto exchange. In contrast, OKX, or OKEX as in Xerox, the now second crypto exchange by daily trade volume, as well as Huobi Pro and CoinCheck, are the riskiest crypto trading spots, the report says. Group IB made its determinations with a newly developed assessment system that calculates insurance premiums to cover cryptocurrencies held by major exchanges. CryptoAnts, which is supported by Swiss insurance broker ASPIS space S, Aspis S, is now offering its insurance services to dozens of major crypto exchanges. The new insurance policy purportedly covers losses from cyber attacks on exchange software, theft, fraud, and illegal actions of crypto exchange personnel. So again, it looks like the new insurance is going to cover some major areas. Again, cyber attacks, software theft, fraud, illegal actions of crypto exchange personnel. And so I think going forward, you guys probably want to, when you sign up with an exchange, and we don't recommend you keep a lot of money on an exchange anyway, right? Just keep a small amount of money. You only need just enough money to do your trades, and then when you do your trade, you get your excess amount of money off of there and leave just enough money on the exchange to keep the account open. And then when you get ready to do other trades, you move the money back to the exchange and do your trades and then take it off again. But anyway, it looks like the industry is definitely going to get a lot of legitimacy, at least for those people who need the reassurance by way of getting insurance. And a lot of the details and the names of these companies are going to get published in the article, so you can go to the article itself and just take a look at the actual names of the companies that are offering insurance, that are offering the exchanges that are getting insurance, and the actual insurance companies. Moving right along, the risk assessment for crypto exchanges takes into account factors such as technical security levels, the reliability of basic storage, passwords, as well as clients' personal data. The framework also considers risk assessment, as well as Know Your Customer, or KYC, and anti-money laundering policies. These are all important, and we also want to make sure that you understand that having an exchange that's not prone to cybersecurity attacks also means social engineering attacks as well. A lot of times the hackers, they don't bother spending a whole lot of time attacking your your exchange technically per se. What they want to know is, are the customer service people, salespeople, etc., are they so stupid to allow a hacker to call in directly, pretending to be a customer, pretending to be an engineer, pretending to be a government official, and thus gaining access to passwords and usernames and other critical data. So again, the best way for hackers and the most efficient way for hackers a lot of times is to not go through the back door, but to go through the front door. They literally make a phone call, and they see how far they can get talking talking to customer service people, again, sales support, all these people, and to giving out critical information about your accounts. Group IB, one second. Group IB and CryptoInc have not released the precise metrics used when determining the security of an exchange, reportedly in the interest of maintaining confidentiality. The issue of security on exchanges becomes increasingly important for adoption as more institutional players enter the space. As CoinGraph previously reported, 31 crypto exchanges have been hacked over the last 8 years, with an estimated $1.3 billion stolen. Some crypto exchanges, like International Digital Currency Markets, or IDCM, are using new technology like artificial intelligence, or AI, to help its security efforts, and use technology which continuously monitors its network for suspicious activities. So again, going forward, what's going to happen is exchanges will use insurance, and they will use AI, and they will use a lot of technology. But the most important thing is your human personnel. Humans are always the most weakest, vulnerable link in the chain. So coming from a security expert as myself, for the last 2 decades, we've been doing physical and cybersecurity as our business has transformed from physical to non-physical and back and forth again because they overlap. I just want to tell you, you got to address both. You got to understand that people, unfortunately, are the weakest link in the chain, and that's what you want to find out when you're evaluating what exchanges you're going to deal with. Take a look at the policies. Take a look at what's covered and what's not covered, and also look for references as far as their ability to withstand social engineering attacks. Social engineering is the way that companies are compromised all the time, more prominently than any other method. So if you're not covering that base on social engineering attacks, then it's useless to spend millions and millions of dollars on everything else, including insurance. So anyway, it looks like the industry is maturing, and they're trying to get their act together. But we have a long way to go. In the meantime, get your Trezor wallet, get your Ledger Nano wallet, and keep 95% of your crypto assets on a hardware wallet. Manage your own passwords and such. And then that way, if an exchange is hacked, only 5% of your assets will be compromised as compared to 95%. Okay, so that's the general rule of thumb. Anyway, as we like to say at the conclusion of every podcast, you guys keep your eyes and ears open and stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you later. Take care. Good day. Bye.